1. There we are. Hey, everybody, welcome to another edition of the Morning Crow. This is July 23rd, 2015. And I have
You're going to drag me into that, didn't you?
Yeah.
All right.
William. Thank you. You guys doing well today?
You know what? I'm going to use this opportunity while you're waiting on people to come in to go ahead and vent what was bothering me this morning while you get set up.
Okay, go ahead.
And it might seem trivial, and this may only apply to country people, but guys, this morning, me and my son had a great experience, but it was also a little disturbing. We were out in the field. I was putting my goat out, my buck, and my son tapped me on the shoulder, and I looked up, and there's this doe, and she's walking towards us. I mean, she's a full-grown doe, but she's walking towards us. She got close enough that I squatted down, and she allowed me and my son to pet her for a couple minutes. And she didn't even run off when we were done. We just were like, okay, this is just weird. But this is because one of our neighbors, he's a good guy. He's a volunteer fireman, but he's feeding them out of his hand at night and all kind of stuff around the neighborhood. And I see them cross the road day and night now. They're not even afraid of cars. This is a problem if you're driving. But the other thing is, a lot of our families up here depend on that, that meat seasonally, the deer. And if you get them dependent, just like with people, if you get them dependent on easy food, and they don't forage and do what they're naturally supposed to do, then they're easy to slaughter. All right, and as soon as the deer season starts, they're just going to be walking up in front of guns and get wiped out entirely, and that's not the goal. There's got to be a balance. And so if you're doing that, if you're feeding the deer, I mean, it's your right to do it. Just understand what you're doing to the entire herd. You're actually going to cause them, these things that you love, to be slaughtered easily when the season starts. So if you're doing that, please, if you really care about these animals, stop fucking feeding them out of your hand. You can put some corn out, or a salt lick somewhere in your yard or on your property, but don't hand feed them, because they're just, you're not doing them any favors. You're making them easy kills. And that's it. That's all I'm going to say. Thanks.
Can I make the comparison to relying on the government to feed you?
I would love it if you did. I would really love it.
Stop letting the government hand feed you, because you're just going to be easier to kill.
That's a fact, folks. FEMA camps are made for you. Eric, you with us this morning?
Yeah, I'm here.
All right, you're sounding good, too. You're sounding good now.
Sounds like you're just waking up.
So you're going to knock us right into the first topic there, Rojo?
Yeah, let me put the screen share up again. Yeah. No viewers yet, but that's okay.
They're waiting on D. Everyone's just waiting on D to show up. That's everybody's favorite. D.
I'm surprised Michael Land's not here. I think Gary got upset when, that was the last time. I think he's upset, so he's not coming by.
Is that when? Was I here for that?
I had to kick him out of the room.
Oh, wait, no, I do remember. My bad. It seems like deja vu.
He was banging heads with Eric over here. But anyway. According to the Express, I don't know how valid some of these publications are, so do your own due diligence. It says the Islamic State, ISIS, are plotting to use toy drones to bomb major events like football matches and musical festivals in Britain. It emerged today. Terrorists want to use the unmanned machines available for as little as 100 pounds on the high street to drop explosives on large crowds at popular sporting and cultural gatherings. Defense chiefs fear they could launch a multi-drone attack carrying several bombs, even using airborne cameras to film the bloody carnage below for twisted propaganda videos. And I'll put a link in and you can watch.
Michael Land heard you call her. Michael Land.
Here? Oh, let me unbroadcast her.
She's listening. She's listening on. Yeah.
What happened to Eric?
Hey.
Oh, I guess he had to. Okay.
No, he's here. He's here.
No, I had to unbroadcast him because he was reloading. So
Oh yeah.
yeah, if you leave the room and come back, then I have to unbroadcast again.
Yeah.
Yeah, I figure I just take advantage of that. If I'm gonna put the link out there publicly, I figure I take advantage of the app so that I don't get no trolls. But anyway, yeah, I'm sure we thought of this. This can happen. I mean, drones are getting more sophisticated now. More and more people are having them. It's getting more affordable. How realistic of how strong of a bomb you can connect to a drone? I don't know. Especially a toy drone. You know?
Okay, so
Yeah. It's scary shit.
it is scary shit, but like, who has the drone technology? Who is famous for the drone technology? That's us. That's right. Our president even brags about our use of drones. All right, it's only a matter of time before people catch up, but I'm just saying, at this point, if you see a drone, people go, "Oh, that's the United States," and that's probably what the case will be if we are drone attacked. It's just our government doing what it does. Yeah, I said it.
And when we say drones, like the drones that the military are using, these are like miniature planes, you know? They're not like toys.
Remember, it's never about the equipment, gentlemen. It's the people and the purpose behind the equipment.
True. That is true.
It matters not what they come up with. Tank, gun, bullet, whatever. You name it. They're going to try to get us to, all agree that drones are okay, so we'll let somebody like Amazon start delivering. How novel, how cute, how innocuous.
Let's really assess, with what we've been fed, how big of a threat ISIS is. If we can do that.
It's interesting. Somebody said, I was reading an article, the president refuses to call them ISIS. Because when you repeatedly call on a god like that, you get in trouble. So that's why he calls it ISIL. He slaughters the word.
Well, it's the Islamic State. If they would just call it what it is, it's the Islamic State. You can add whatever you want to it, but this is the caliphate that they've talked about, or that we're meant to believe is coming from, like, the religion of Islam, when it's not. This is a political movement. This is not, and I'm not defending Islam because I despise Islam, but what I'm saying is these people, the Muslims, are not all doing this shit. This is a political move, and this was all scripted. I can get into the conspiracy theory of it, but I'll just say Albert Pike, and if you don't know what I'm talking about, you should look the shit up.
Right.
Because they're a force for us to fight against, to keep us busy. And
there's a method to this madness.
Yeah, it's all scripted. It's sick because it's a bloody fucking show, but this is what governments do. All right, this is a control thing.
So are you suggesting that ISIS is an
CIA? I believe is a better way to talk about who's managing ISIS. It's our clandestine groups, and I would heartily believe that Mossad is involved, because wherever you find the CIA, you find the Mossad, you find MI6 and the rest of that little happy group.
You know what? You can say whatever you want to, but you sound paranoid.
Well, that's what clandestine means. It's secret.
No, that isn't what clandestine means, actually.
Tell me what clandestine means.
Clandestine means that it is like a spy thing, that it is espionage, that it is a hidden.
Yes.
Okay, but that's an assumption in and of itself, that the United States is somehow supporting ISIS.
Okay, but you do understand that the CIA is a clandestine organization, right? That operates in other countries as well as our own. you do understand that is clandestine.
They're a service that works covertly and overtly.
Okay, and you don't think that they've ever had any filthy political dealings that
I'm not saying
Iran.
I didn't say that, but I'm also not saying that everything that is done in the world is at the hands of ISIS, is at the hands of the Mossad and the United States.
Well, nobody said everybody in the world.
I gave three organizations.
Portion.
But why assume that it's anything until you know specifically that it is something that they're involved in?
Because it's obvious.
How is it obvious that the Islamic State is an arm, essentially an arm of the CIA? How's that obvious?
It's not an arm of the CIA. You didn't let me finish. It's caused by the CIA. They developed, just like they did with bin Laden against the communists in Afghanistan. You build up an ideology and you fund people that lead it. The people that are underneath, these extremists, they are really that extreme, and they are not part of the CIA. It does not mean that the CIA did not initiate the actions to get this started.
Actually, I don't think it was the CIA. I think it was what happened. At some level, it was our government, but it's so indirect. I think
it was blowback.
I think that when we disbanded the
Hey, sugar.
the armed forces, that created a vacuum for the career military people in Iraq. Yeah.
I find it interesting. Every time we pull out of there, we leave like millions of dollars worth of equipment behind. Oh, just so they can pick it up.
It's not just so they can pick it up, though. I mean, that's it. It's.
How about you take your stuff home so the bad people can't use it?
Well, you know why you don't do that is because it's enormously expensive.
Oh, well,
hold on, wait.
Let's just fund them. Let's just give it to the bad guys.
Hold on now. Hold on.
Really like we didn't spend enough money to get it.
Well, and that's what we did in Vietnam also.
Eric,
that's what we did in World War II also.
Eric.
Well, that doesn't make it right.
That's why.
Hey, can I read something real quick?
Gulf of Tonkin.
I'd like to finish what I'm saying. The Gulf of Tonkin was a ridiculous reason to start a war, but we're not talking about starting the wars.
Yeah, can I read something real quick?
No, I'd like to finish what I'm saying, please.
Well, that's how you.
Can I finish what I'm saying? You guys are throwing stuff out at me.
All right.
Not letting me respond.
Go ahead.
Let Eric finish. And
thank you so much.
Go ahead.
When you disband the army that is existing, or the armed forces, the police and everything, then there's no Then if you leave the equipment, if it's in a vacuum. But that's why I'd really like to finish. That's why you don't do that. And that's what the Bush administration did. It's not what Obama did.
It's what they all do. Stop going left and right, for Christ's sakes. They're all.
You know what, Michael Ann? Shut the fuck up already.
Eric.
Let me just finish. Now you're putting words in my mouth.
Eric, but that's not necessary.
Stop putting words. Stop putting words in my mouth. I'm not putting it in your mouth.
I'm just disagreeing with you.
Hey, Michael Ann. Yeah. Wait, hold on, Eric.
So mighty.
No, you can unmute yourself, Eric, but just stop with the fuck you thing, man.
Really?
That's not necessary. I'm not going to tolerate that here.
Oh, I agree, Joseph. One man's freedom fighter is another man's terrorist. That's I like I was saying a second ago. The guys on the ground over there. All right, look. This is what I wanted to read, and I'm gonna do it real quick. Okay, this is from Albert Pike. This was written just after the Civil War, and this is the third one of these.
Crazy.
Oh well.
That's dismissive, and I just want to read this real quick. I'm presenting it.
What were you talking about?
All right.
What I said was dismissive. If you guys just threw shit at me, and then when I was responding, you interrupted me 5 times in a row.
Yeah.
And I'm dismissive.
I let you. Did you not finish?
No, I didn't.
You kind of had a freak out there.
No, I actually didn't. When you
all right,
keep interrupting.
Finish what you're gonna say. We'll all be quiet then. Michael Ann, just let him. Oh,
he left. All right.
All right. Anyway, what I was saying.
For the better.
What I was trying to read was what Albert Pike wrote, and he wrote one of these for the First World War, the Second World War, and the Third World War. Okay? This is what he says about the third. It says, the Third World War must be fomented by taking advantage of the differences caused by the agentur of the Illuminati between the political Zionists and the leaders of the Islamic world. The war must be conducted in such a way that Islam, the Muslim Arabic world, and political Zionism, the state of Israel, mutually destroy each other. Can you not see it? Can you not see it being set up? I can show you the other things that he wrote about World War I and II, and you will see that just as he said it was going to be, it is. He's not a prophet. He's a planner. He's an engineer and a Freemason. Go figure. Clandestine, Eric.
He left.
I know, but he's listening. I guarantee you he's listening, and that's why I'm saying clandestine. That's what clandestine is. That's what the CIA does. We're paying them to manipulate these things to bring about the global world order. That's what we're doing.
See, the problem is if he had to see that, some of his belief systems would crumble in the dust, and people just can't handle it. They just can't handle it. I mean, just because someone disagrees with you, you have to freaking blow your shit? What in God's name is wrong with people?
It's called butthurt.
Jesus.
Dear butthurt.
Christmas, it's freaking ridiculous.
Butthurt.
And Joseph's here. Everybody, hold my unicorn.
Yay!
Yeah,
Love
Joe.
the unicorn.
I just need an excuse to tell people to hold my unicorn.
Oh.
Beautiful, beautiful.
Don't let it get away. Hold tighter. No, that's wrong.
I keep doing it. It keeps slipping out.
Yeah.
How we guys doing? All right.
Oh yeah. I got a phone call. I'll be right back. Yeah, I'll carry on with that.
Alright.
Joe, I see here you have your avatar Beyond the Bullshit.
Yeah, my homegirl, she's an artist, and she does like little cartoons and all this cool stuff, and she told me like a few weeks ago, she's like, I'm going to make you a special button, and then she comes and makes me this really cool button. It's a color button, but I just did like a black and white sketch photo for my profile picture.
Looks
I
good.
really like it. She was really sweet. I loved it.
Now, has the podcast started already?
Yeah, we got 2 episodes up, and like I'd rather talk about details off air. But
right.
yeah, we could talk about that later if you want to.
Not a problem. Let's say hello to Sugar. Hi, Sugar.
Hey.
Okay.
How y'all doing?
I'm doing all right.
Yeah.
They're sharing a story here that their fear we were talking about because there was a story fearing that ISIS is going to start using drones to bomb like sporting events and stuff like that. And so that's how.
It's all predictive programming.
Yeah, I can't, you can't discount it, that's for sure. Yeah, I mean, I hold one of those positions that nothing surprises me anymore. You know, they say there's a little truth in almost everything, so you gotta figure. And turnabout's fair play, you know. I'm done thinking that. I was one of those people that thought for the longest time that we were just so important as Americans. We were just so on the ball.
Yeah. Like, we can't do anything wrong.
Yeah. And every time I go into hang out with more foreign people and they go, and they're being pretty gentle about it, I must admit. They're like, you know, I think you're insane because, and they're right, you know, but it's hard to reconcile. It's like, it's really hard to reconcile because I do love my country, but some stuff I'm like, how can you deny it? It's hard. The first time I heard it was when I was in Germany, you know, and I had no clue the rest of the world thought we were batshit crazy. It was when Clinton got popped for his cigar play.
I'm gonna see if I can get Eric to come back.
Okay. You know, it was kind of sad. I
Don't
saw
even
some
know
video
that Clinton raped our treasury. They don't even know that. Don't even know it.
Yeah.
I saw some video footage of this is apparently ISIS in the couple of northern cities in Iraq. I mean, historical places, Nineveh and Nimrod, where they were destroying these 2,500, 3,000-year-old monuments, architecture, you know, of older Babylonian cultures and stuff like that, and they were destroying them because they saw them as idols and stuff. But this is like historic stuff, and they were chipping it down and blowing them up, and even though you might disagree with those religions at the time, it's just this is like, say, destroying I don't know, the pyramids, something like it was sad.
I hold less of a sympathetic position for the Middle East as I did before. Just, the innocent, the hurting of the innocent bothers me. That still bothers me, but the more I learn, the more I get a little real. Still don't know which way is up because everybody's got their own opinion, but I'm trying to figure it out. I know I'm less sympathetic, that's for sure.
Michael and
Sorry,
What?
I'm a busy bee.
Oh, look at the side chat like, what?
She's body slamming patients again.
Staplers, yeah.
Stay on that table, damn it! I gotta put this IV in you. Stay still.
I'm mixing IVs, opening up packages, all sorts of stuff.
Taking a little sip here and there just to be weird.
Yep.
Got a busy day ahead of you.
Yes, it's Thursday, so it's going to be full tilt bozo till about 5:30.
Full tilt bozo.
Is that a special position?
I thought you had to be naked to be full tilt bozo. I didn't know.
Naked with a red nose. I didn't get it.
Oh, bozo. I never heard that one.
You know how you get that red nose, don't you?
Yeah, I do.
I don't. I just threw it out there, and you
I'll put it in the side chat.
No. I got an imagination. I can figure it out. So, ISIS has drones.
ISIS has drones.
Into the world. Yep.
Yeah.
All over.
ISIS has everything our government needs them to have.
Problem, reaction, solution, right? Isn't that what it comes down to?
Yes, the Hegelian dialectic. Yes, sir. That's it.
See, here's the deal. If the government didn't fund them, what would we be afraid of?
Right.
Who would we have to shoot a bullet at?
The assholes in the office. That's why they.
Can I say something about that?
Yes.
Does any American honestly fear an ISIS person? I mean, really? It's like Santa Claus, for Christ's sakes.
Joseph, you wanted to say something, man?
Yeah, I just want to say something about that real quick, because Michael Ann, you actually raised a good point that, but I don't think that they're initially trained to be a terrorist group.
Right.
You train a small militia of people, and then they get out of hand after a while. There's maybe because the funding got cut, or maybe because they just were downright ignored by the American government or the institution that started them up in the first place. And then there you have your ISIS groups, you have your Al Qaeda groups, you have your small militia terrorist groups, because they were clearly trained by somebody that had skills. So
yeah,
you gotta keep that in mind too. And because the misconception is that America created ISIS for the sole purpose of what we see today, and it's like I don't.
And then we got to bring in the Hollywood producers, so we have a couple of beheading films. It's a lot of shit going on. It costs money to have this shit.
Let me tack on what you said, Joseph. I think that you're right. They do encourage them, but I think that the people like your Osama bin Ladens or whatever, they are actual assets for the CIA. They're paid to lead that group and preach to them what it is, to fire them up and make them. I mean, I don't think that they dictate every little thing they're going to do. I think they fire them up, they point them in a direction, and they feed them just the right propaganda and bullshit.
That's John McCain's role.
Can I offer a side of that as well?
Yeah, I'm done.
You kill enough of their fathers, uncles, grandmothers, brothers, and sisters, and then you tell them we're the bad guy, and it practically sells itself.
Yeah, absolutely.
True. Because we've been not we, but America.
Oh yeah.
has been attacking brown people countries for forever. Even George Carlin was a part of George Carlin's routine. We like to bomb brown people. If you're a brown person, you better watch the fuck out. That's pretty much what it is. It's and now people are like, well, look at these crazy, Islamist terrorists and all this stuff. It's like, what do you expect? At some point, something's got to give, right?
Yeah.
So,
well, it's cognitive dissonance, isn't it? Because
yes.
we can all agree that we don't want brown people slaughtered. Okay, we're just like, yeah, there's no reason to go over and do that. If we actually have a reason to attack, then I understand. But if we're just doing our empire thing, this is bullshit. But at the same time, we're going, I'll pay for that. Yeah, I mean, I don't agree with it, but take my fucking money, please.
Right.
And that's the thing. If we really disagree, wouldn't we just go, okay, stop? And this is what I mean by stop. No fucking allowance. You're cut off. That's what I think. I just don't know why people don't put those together. That we're paying to kill the brown folks.
Yeah, go ahead.
Go ahead, girl.
That's what got me yelled at that day by Seth and Jeff Keller, because I was suggesting the madness of me that all of us sitting in front of our computers could each write a fucking email every day telling the people the advertisers and the product people, we're not buying your stuff anymore. We're not doing this. We're not doing that. And then back it up. Oh, we've got a voice. We just choose not to use it.
Yeah,
Same thing.
It's our wallet. That's the voice. Where you put your money. There's no voting that can be compared to the free market. Like if you don't want to make cakes for gay people, we'll just boycott your damn business. And when your kids are starving and hungry, that's all the force we need to make you go, you know what, it's just a fucking cake. I'll just if you want a gay slogan on the cake, you get it. Okay, I don't have to agree with it to put it on the cake. You see, the free market, that's where your vote counts, and you vote with your wallet.
Your taxes.
I think I love you right now. You better tell your wife. That's it. I can't stop.
No, you don't want me to tell my wife that.
I know.
But unfortunately, here we're 300 million strong in America. We got what, a couple of thousand, maybe the most in the IRS, and yet if we just got over the fear of just a handful, right? I mean, and said, you know what? I'm not going to buy any more bullets for you. That's it. I'm done. I'm keeping my money. If enough said that, that would definitely be a loud voice. Like you said, we vote with our pocket. Vote.
But you'd have to actually get people to admit that there's a problem, which would mean they may have to stop their agenda or shift their paradigm, none of which would sit well with them, because then all the people that said they were assholes would be right, and most people can't reconcile that within themselves. Cognitive dissonance, like William said.
I posted my avatar. I put a new avatar up there because people should see it. If you look what the sign is.
You gotta warn me about that. Sorry.
Okay. Yeah. The sign says "Stop the War." And I know that this is a scripted thing, but that's really kind of the feeling you get, because the war is not our idea. Okay, we were pissed off after the 9/11 thing. Ever since then, they've had free reign. They do what they want. They don't ask permission. There's no real votes on shit. We got the Patriot Act rammed down our throat. If you disagree with anything they're doing, you're not just being contrary. You're not just being difficult. You're a terrorist. You're a terrorist for disagreeing with the choices your government is making for you.
Or even worse, you're anti-American. That seems that seems to be more of a sting than being called a terrorist, or anti-patriotic, or you're not patriotic. And I think that's a stupid way to try to get people on your side, is you're either with us or you're against us.
But that was the Sermon on the Mount.
Right, but I mean, if they're gonna bomb our government, we're gonna be the ones getting toasted. See, they're making all these decisions, and we're the ones that we're the collateral damage. If it goes bad, I mean, even right now, our sons and daughters and brothers and sisters, husbands and wives and whatnot are over there, soaking up bullets. For what? Because we're told that makes us safer. Just like I think what has been brought up even by Eric before he left. Even if there is no clandestine activity going over, and I fully believe there is, what we're doing is going to cause what Ron Paul calls the blowback. Now, I agree with what Sugar is saying. You can control that and harness that blowback and get what you want, and I think that's what they're doing. But no matter what, we're creating an issue with other people. We're hated around the world because we're doing to the rest of the world what's going on in this avatar. We just walk in and we do what we want, and if you don't like it, well, there's plenty of dirt out here to bury you in.
Yeah, what's funny is that let me know when that's off the screen, okay?
Oh, well, you want to change it? Okay.
Well, sorry.
No,
Yeah.
that's no problem. That's good.
So, that I often hear Americans say they don't hear enough Middle Eastern people speaking out against the extremists. And I found two things true when I did the research, because I really researched it hard. One was that it's obviously not part of their religion, that if they speak badly of Islam, they're not supposed to. But that was less of a problem. The bigger problem was that these Islamic groups were saying, we are speaking. They're in our publications. We get turned down with the mainstream media all the time. They don't want to hear it. So they don't want to put it in there. We are calling for this. These people don't represent us. So, I mean, that's part of that as well. It's just, so the rest of the world doesn't see us doing that either. They see us bombing, and then they see us hating Islam. They get that same message. Why aren't they speaking out about their own government?
Yeah, but they see us voting for these assholes that are doing it, and then not dismantling these assholes for doing it. Like,
Right,
we
exactly.
vote them in, and then we don't disagree openly enough to drag the bastards out of office. So to them, this is what we want. We deserve whatever their freedom fighters can give to us. And you can't blame them for wanting to defend themselves. I don't like Islam. I don't like what they're doing in the European countries. I don't like the attitude they have over here, but I know why they're pissed off.
Yeah.
But the other thing is, sometimes I even wondering about how are we actually voting them in. I mean,
Right.
I'm so critical now that I don't even trust the voting process. One of the things, if you remember, when Ron Paul was running, when he was during, I think, the Republican caucus, they changed the rules midstream, which made it more difficult for him to even get into office.
Yep.
And I'm like, at that point, I'm like, really? And so, I mean, even if you have promising candidates like what Bernie Sanders seemed to, express some of the things, that we're talking about here, will this guy ever get into office?
I got a conspiracy theory on that one.
Or Rand Paul, or
Big one. Once again, I smell an Obama plot afoot. It once again, just the way I felt when Obama was running the first time. This doesn't make sense. We're afraid of Muslims, and his name is Barack Hussein Obama. No, we still have.
His real name is Barry Swatero. Okay, not Barack Obama.
But it doesn't matter what his real name is. That's the one that was presented to us.
No,
right?
kid, it's all part of the propaganda, and you felt.
I got it. I'm not saying that you're wrong. I'm saying what was presented to us.
Yeah, that's what we were sold.
That's what we were sold. So I'm sure you're right on that one.
Okay, well, you can't blame the seller. You got to look at the buyer.
No.
She's not. She's just making a point, Michael Ann. It's not.
Just hear me out, because I think that you'll see it at the end. So I didn't believe for 1 second that we were about to elect a black president with a Muslim name. I didn't see our country being ready for that at all. I'm like, this is some bullshit right here. And sure enough, not that we were electing a black president with a Muslim name, but that everybody was so on board. I'm like, how could that be? Right? So then now it's the same thing. Here we just had the most extreme thing, and nobody can do anything, and everything's so complicated. And when I say, oh, I think we should do this, and they go, oh, that's utopian. What a zealot you are, because I'm thinking of these things. I see Barry, and I go, I like this guy. And they go, oh, he can't win. There's no way. And then now all of a sudden, he's rising up. He's getting faster. He's gaining speed. He's Jewish. We got an issue with Israel. So I'm thinking to myself, either Israel says, you put this man in the White House, or we're going to have a problem, or the U.S. has said, we better put a Jewish man in the White House, or we're going to have a problem.
Okay, well, Wall Street.
It feels the same way to me, because I've always felt that Barack Obama was put there to take the fall. He was nothing but an actor. He didn't do shit.
As are the ones before him.
Yes.
Left and right is ridiculous.
Well, I said that. I said that from the beginning. I mean, I've always done that with it. Since I was
they're all puppets. So you have to be able to do what they tell you to do. That's why you can't get a Ron Paul elected, because he's not willing to do what they tell you to do. But I guarantee you, every one of these people, Democrat and Republican, will follow the plan. It doesn't matter. We've been usurped. We're a vassal state for Israel. We are slaves to the European bankers. There's nothing here in America. I don't know why people still are stuck on the dream. It's gone. Gone, gone. You will be accosted by your own police in your own car at a traffic violation.
Oh, did I tell you guys? In the last 24 years, the police in the UK have killed 55 people in 24 years. January 2015, our police total across the country killed 55 people in 1 month. What they did in 24 years. Now, three times the population. Granted, the numbers still don't jive. It's still ridiculous. This is my problem. I don't ever want to lose our gun control, but how do we argue that? Somebody tell me what we do. You know, I mean, I have to keep voting for gun rights because that's our right. But how do we stop that other thing happening? Is there an answer or no? Or should I just forget about it?
I'm sorry, I missed that. I just got back into the room. Can you repeat that, please?
Well, my feeling is I have a hard time resolving the fact that we're so crazy with the guns, and I support Second Amendment, yeah?
Well, I don't know that we are crazy with guns. I think that the media wants people to think that we're crazy with guns.
55.
I mean, we've all known gun owners for our entire lives. How many crazy ones do you know?
Okay, 55 people killed by the police in the UK in 24 years.
They don't carry guns in the UK.
I know they don't.
Well, then you can't use the stupid analogy.
Wait a minute.
Oh, Jesus.
Let her lay it out. Let her lay it out, Michael Ann. I mean, we dominate this most of the time.
So in 1 month, we kill 55. Yes, you're right. They don't carry the guns because the need is not there. I am not advocating taking away our gun rights. I'm only asking how we protect our people against our own people.
How do we protect ourselves against the cops? Have you been stopped lately?
My father is a cop. My son is a cop. I work with cops. I don't. So what do you want me to say? There's fucking bad cops out there all over the place. I've seen.
Well, it's not just cops.
People that will stop you and put a gun in your face, and responsible gun owners would never put a gun in your face.
Okay, well, wait a minute. Wait a second. I need to clarify. I need Sugar to tell me what exactly is it that you would like to see done, so that I know whether you wish to infringe on my rights or not.
I don't want to infringe. I made it very clear. I do not want to take away gun. What I asked is, how do we prevent what do we do to
How
keep?
about we start with the pharmaceutical company and stop these SSRIs?
Michael Ann, just let her finish. I mean,
it's just a question.
We're going to be polite.
Since I am not a gun owner, I don't feel I have any kind of information. All I have is questions. But I have always consistently voted in alignment with retaining gun laws, gun. Your Second Amendment, right? I've always supported that without waiver. I'm wondering, how is it that because Australia, we know what they did, right? They took all the guns away in 2009 after the world's worst shooting. And, what can we do to make our country better and still retain our gun rights?
Stop the pharmaceutical companies from making these children drug addicts. It's the common denominator, not the gun in these shootings.
No, I don't think it is. I've never seen it.
Whoever wants to bring up the fact that these people are crazed and out of their minds on these drugs. No one.
Yes, they are. In all of America is hooked on drugs. That's all. We're being pushed at every doctor's visit. But to address what Sugar's saying, there's not much you can do about that because crazy people are going to be there. Wicked people are going to be there. The only thing that you can do is to arm yourself. An armed society is a polite society. Yeah, there's a little struggle in the beginning, but once everybody gets the idea that everybody is truly equal, everybody has the ability to take life. Okay? And at that point, you go, well, I better watch how I talk to people. I better start acting like I got some sense.
I used to hold this position, and then at one point somebody talked me out of that, and because I thought that was the most logical position, right? And
yeah.
So I need to start trusting my instincts more.
You know, your natural freedoms. I mean, that's the most important thing that you have, and the right and the ability to defend yourself should not ever be taken away from you, and we should not attack people for wanting to be prepared and say they're paranoid or say they're scared. They're not scared anymore. They were scared. They're not scared because they bought a weapon. It might be like Joseph has a bow. You break into Joseph's house, you're gonna think that you know you're gonna get scalped before you get out because you're gonna have like arrows hanging out your ass. Okay, that's what he wants to carry, you know, or not carry, but you know, keep on him. Even if all you want to do is carry a fucking slingshot, I don't give a shit. But defend yourself.
Yeah, you should have a weapon. Everyone, I think it's a personal opinion of mine that everyone should own at least 2 or 3 weapons. At least 1 or 2 melee weapons and a projectile.
You know what is a scorpion without his tail?
Right,
You know?
exactly.
And I'm not against that. You know, I'm not against that. I just, you know, I ask these questions because I want to know.
Right.
You know, because I like to get those things out. We need to get balls rolling, you know, because we can all sit in these rooms and just go blah, 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 blah. And sometimes I have to stop people and go, okay, we've done this 50 million times. How can we move forward and get this going?
Have you ever picked up a non-poisonous snake, Sugar?
Me?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, hell yeah. I'm not afraid of snakes.
Okay. Well, there's a different respect for, let's say, a little black snake and a rattlesnake.
Sure.
Okay, and or just something that you know could be venomous, like maybe it doesn't have that telltale rattle. I look at it like this: your open carriers or your rattlesnakes. You have a warning. You can see that it's a rattlesnake. Don't fuck with it. Don't pick it up.
Yeah.
Then you have like the snakes you're not sure about. And how do we treat them? We treat them like they could be fucking venomous, and we don't pick them up. But if you can identify that a snake is not venomous and can't hurt you, like your garden snake or whatever,
yeah.
And what even kids pick that shit up and play with it. It fucks up the whole day of the snake. You can't even get across the fucking yard without somebody fucking with it. Okay, this is the way I look at it. If you want to live your life like that poor fucking snake that has no choice but get molested by kids, okay, that's weird. But you know, then go ahead and tell everybody that you don't support defending yourself. But as for the rest of us, even if you don't want to carry a gun, if everyone normally carries a gun, they're going to assume you're carrying them too and leave you the fuck alone as well.
So I have another question, if I may, real quick, about that.
Well, hold on.
Well, I have a question also.
All right, Michael, go ahead, because we'll give you a chance.
Do you see, other than the gun, do you see any other connections between all of these mass shootings?
Well, I do, and every time I mention it, I get told that's bullshit. I'm so tired of hearing that. You stop it.
Okay, well, I haven't heard
it's
it
mental
yet.
illness. It's mental illness, and
it's not the mental illness. It's the drugs.
Yes. Whether it's from the drugs or whether it's from the natural.
Okay, well, do you know that there's a part of the military that actually goes around looking for either unwed mothers or women who are singularly raising children? These are super soldiers. We have them. They're actively sought out, and they are brainwashed, retrained, and drugged. And this is what they are determined to do. It's like a Manchurian Candidate. They flip the switch, the kid wakes up, gets dressed, you know, he can sit in a Bible study for an hour and a half, they flip the switch, and kaboom. Now, the second thing is how we have armed forces who don't carry guns on their own bases is retarded.
Yeah.
I mean, really. Now, if you want to make a school safe, put an armed gunman at the front door. Shit's not going down anymore. Simple.
So what's our...
Yeah, go ahead.
No, you go ahead, William.
Well, I was going to say, I think Brojo wanted to say something, and then if that takes us somewhere, that's fine. But Joseph also mentioned Sandra Bland, so whenever this all is said and done, I want to find out about this Sandra Bland person.
It's a disgrace. They stopped this.
Well, I just want to address, you know, like Sugar was saying, okay, you know, we're in the rooms, we talk about this stuff. When's things going to get done? What can we do? And I say, you know, get involved. Whatever whatever the passion or the issue that is of concern of you, get involved. You know, in some way in the process. For me here right now, currently, it's I'm getting involved in fighting against property tax. I think that's a major thing. If there's a bill there presented in Pennsylvania to eliminate the property tax, we are working on getting a couple billboards actually out there, and really getting the information out there. And this is something I'm passionate about because I think property taxes is unconstitutional.
Mhm.
And if we got rid of it, I don't think property that we don't to support an education system that's just failing on all different levels. So get involved some way or another. Get involved.
No, I already am. I mean, I do my email.
Yes.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yes. Sorry. I do my emails every day. Sorry. It's my phone. Ah, damn it.
Technology attacks.
It was. I'm sorry. Yeah, I do. I do my emails daily. That I have a couple organizations that I belong to that I found that we do that. It's like you just keep hammering them away. It's for people. I try to help people find what their niche is. If all they can do is email out, then they email out, because not everybody can get out of the house, or some people, but they want to get involved, and we have a lot of untapped resources of people that would like to get involved, And if you got a computer,
Well, like they say, if you're not part of the solution, you're part of the problem, right?
Agreed.
Yes or no?
Agreed. So no, Roy.
You want to bring up something, William? There? Oh,
Well, I wanted Joseph to tell me about Sandra Bland.
Yeah, so Sandra Bland was a black woman, and she was pulled over for a routine traffic stop for failing to signal a turn.
Mm-hmm.
And there was an altercation that broke out between her and the officer after the point he told her to put out her cigarette. And she did get a little, agitated with the fact, because she's being told to get out of her car and do all this, that, and the other for a traffic stop. It's just, a traffic stop is typically, hey, you did this wrong, here's your ticket, don't do it again. Rather, he wanted to tell her to put out her cigarette, step out of the vehicle, show me your license, do all this, that, and the other, and then some physical altercation happened off the dash cam, so you couldn't see it anymore. And from that point, you could hear her say, you're crushing my ribs, you just slammed my head into the ground, you don't even care, all these types of things. And then from that, there was I watched a couple of small clips of, this retired cop. He was talking about the issue, and he was saying things like, well, she was being rude, and she was being this, and she was being that. But I think the issue was, and I don't want to pull the race card, but I think the issue is that she was a black person, because the way that she was characterized was she was giving attitude.
And a female.
Yeah, right, and a female, right? So,
the female thing didn't...
As if giving attitude warrants, beating the shit out of somebody.
Yeah, normally the female's not the one that gets beat up, but they're just so out of control. What the fuck?
Yeah, normally it's not the female that gets beat up, but it's like she was thrown to the ground, head smashed to the ground, ribs, almost broken, and then 3 days later, I believe it was 3 days later, after her arrest and whatnot, they find her hung in her jail cell.
Oh.
Holy shit. To avoid another Rodney King kind of thing like what we had here.
Right, so there's a lot of questions around this, and the FBI has been pulled into the investigation, and they're treating it as if it's a homicide, because the whole thing is sketchy.
Yeah,
well,
right?
People are saying, I'm just gonna finish with this last thing.
Yeah, man, do it.
You can check out the pictures yourself. I'm not sure, because I don't really know if how well they positioned it, or if they did, but people are saying apparently that her mugshot was taken while she was dead.
Lovely.
Let me see it. I can.
Wow.
I would. Can you
All right.
see?
So that's the whole of the story. You guys can. I'll see if I can find a link to the story. If you guys.
That's some fucked up shit, dude.
Yeah.
I'd like to see that. I used to work for the coroner.
It's too aggressive anymore, and I don't get it. They'll point a gun in your face for the minorest of violations. You're not allowed to speak. It doesn't matter what you say to a cop. He has no right to put his hands on you. That's assault, and I guarantee you $10 right here and now, nothing will come of it.
Okay.
They're allowed to do this. And not only if one starts to shoot, they're all allowed to shoot.
I can't fight the rant. It's coming. Okay, here it comes. All right, failure to signal. What the fuck? That is a revenue ticket. That is a ticket that's specifically designed to get money, okay? And nobody was hurt. There was
Highway robbery.
There was no valid cause of action to do anything. He could have given her the fucking ticket and walked away. But he wanted to search her shit because you know what? There's a good chance she might have drugs or something. After all, she's black, right? So we're gonna search her. We're gonna check and make sure there's no more money to be made out of this stop. Oh, she doesn't want me to tell her what to do about her cigarette. I'll show who runs this fucking shit. That's fucking. We paid for that. We fucking. I didn't. Actually, I didn't pay for that. But that's what the taxes are going for. To give you laws where more harm is done enforcing them than would ever have been done otherwise. That she's dead. Good God.
What?
Yeah.
Oh, did you get the? Is it no link? Okay.
He's right. He's right. Yeah, I'm gonna try to hook up the link for you guys real quick. Hold on.
The laws are fucked up, and these officers are not being trained. They took an oath. The same one that I took. You take an oath to the Constitution. You value the rights of people above. That's your whole fucking job, is to protect people's rights, not to extort them for money and then bully them to show that you have some authority that they don't. This is that privileged fucking mentality. That's the problem.
Absolute power corrupts. Absolutely.
Has
I'm sorry,
anything been made of
that
those
we
cops?
caught,
The rest of that, what was it? The kid was. They put him in the back. What was his name? Was it? Man, what was his name?
The one who shot himself while he was handcuffed after being frisked twice. Yeah, I remember that one.
Having an asthma attack or something like that. He couldn't breathe.
Yeah. That was
about
Michael. I can't remember his last name.
No,
Michael. Yep.
Yeah.
I mean, you name
Michael Brown was not. That's not Michael Brown. Michael Brown was the guy that was shot supposedly by the cop. The cop said he was trying to get into the squad car or whatever. Then there was Eric Garner who was choked out. He had asthma. He was choked out
that
from
guy.
behind.
That's it, Garner.
Yeah, that was another one that was over him selling cigarettes. It's over fucking taxes, I suppose.
Right.
But
Did
I mean,
anything come of those? Any charges against the officers there?
I don't think so.
You know,
I
it's
don't think
illegal to be naked. It's illegal to be naked.
Shit,
in your
don't tell
home. It's not.
Say,
Seriously.
But let's there was the guy, and I'm serious about this story, and I'll try and find it. There was a guy that this is the honest truth of the story that we're told as the public. He was cuffed. They searched him. They found some weed. He was in the back seat of the squad car with his hands cuffed behind his back, and he somehow managed to shoot himself in the head. Okay, wait a second. You hear the problem with that, right? They patted him down and found a bag of weed, but they missed a fucking gun? What the fuck are you telling me right now?
Right.
And he shot himself handcuffed from behind. The logistics alone make that so improbable. He would have had to shoot through his back to hit his head.
I'd like to see that story. Where is that story?
Let me see if I can find it real quick. It was fucked up. It's been about a year now, so I should be able to find it pretty easy.
But shit happens every day. If they're going to take our guns, they better take them from the cops and everybody else. The president doesn't get protected, nobody. We all free fall.
Wait a minute. What? Safi?
Yeah, if you're going to take them all away, nobody gets them. It's all or none. The instant you give power to somebody else, you're done. I don't give my power to anybody. I maintain my power.
What was his name? You got the story, William?
I got one. I don't know if this is one. Apparently, there's more than one at the end.
Well, we've been on this quite a while. I know we started with drones, and we always seem to get to the gun issue.
Yeah.
It's important, though.
Yeah, it does come up a lot. Hey, Saffers.
Hey guys, how is everybody?
Is that Steve Punk?
Yeah, what is that?
I just felt like changing my name. I was christened, basically named Stephen. So now I'm run by Steve. The whole Safi thing.
David.
Michael, I'm going to mute you because you make this. I know you're getting ready for work and stuff.
There's two of them. I've got the Chavis Carter one. Also, I'm gonna post in the side chat too, because there's apparently two dudes have managed to shoot themselves in the back of patrol cars with handcuffs on. Two black guys. Imagine that.
Go figure.
Imagine.
How does that fly for true anywhere?
No, but that's what I'm saying. The sheep will believe anything because there's a badge behind it. You know, the cops say that that's not, that that's what he did. So clearly that has to be the truth. That's what it's going to say when it goes to court. Because guess what? The cops have their sworn testimonies, and then you have a dead guy who can't speak for himself. What are you going to do?
And then did you ever notice once one starts shooting, they all start shooting? I mean, it's like they're required to.
Yeah. I saw that they did that to an old man in a wheelchair. I was watching that this morning. I don't know if I posted that video, but I may have to go back and do that. They shot this old guy in a fucking wheelchair. There's 15 cops around him now. 15 dudes standing around this guy on one side of him. I don't know what he
They're
had.
all fucking cowards. Every one of them that wears a badge and a gun is a coward.
I'm not willing to blanket statement that.
My father, I kind of have an issue with that.
Well, maybe your father never stuck a gun in an innocent person's face, but I will tell you now that the ones that are out there now are not our father's police officers.
Well, hold on. I want to say something about that real quick because on Facebook last night I wrote a big, long thing about let's not give in to the race baiting and the cop hating that the media is going to pound into everybody and try to separate blacks and whites and cops from community, right?
Yeah.
We have to remember to be the level-headed people and pay attention to what the real issues are and try to focus on the actual things as opposed to getting into like these ridiculous conversations about all cops are bad or all whites are racist and stuff like that, because then it just creates an unnecessary divide, and then you have more confusion, more panic than you have cooperation.
It's a band of brothers. It's a gang of thieves.
Here's the thing. I took the other approach in a hangout in secular TV one day because after listening to this same stuff, said, okay, let me give you what I experienced in 24 years working in Oakland, California, which is just as, it's pretty diverse. It's the Compton of Northern California, and what I saw were the bad cops came in every color. What I saw, we had these Rough Rider guys that shot their own guy at 116 East 14th Street. We all saw it. We know what happened. Their own guy. The bad cops came in every color, and the bad cops didn't give a shit who they targeted. They were bullies, and they were nasty. This has been my experience. If I showed up to one call to clean up somebody that they had beaten up and couldn't go to the jail that way, I did thousands of them, and there was no race, color. Asian guys did it, white guys did it, black cops did it. Didn't matter.
I know it's pervasive. It doesn't matter the color. It's what they're trained to do.
No, they're not trained to do it.
They are. I beg to differ.
The other side of this is, and I didn't bring this up to begin with because I knew that you would not agree with it, and that's fine. You don't have to, because I know what I saw firsthand. So this is just my account.
Listen, you're not the only one with cops in the family.
No. It's not my family that I saw it with. I never patrolled with my son or my dad. These were all the other people that were in my town or my county of 2 million people. So over 24 years.
Where are the good cops when the bad cops are doing this shit?
Well, for the longest time, they didn't say anything because it was
that makes them complicit.
Yes, I would agree.
Well, there goes to all cops.
Okay. When when what I say matters, just at least my opinion counts, then I'll keep talking. Otherwise.
About that real quick though, there was actually an incident where there was a police officer who attempted to investigate a similar case where there was some police brutality and some questionable behavior, and he ultimately later down the line was fired, and on his evaluation one of the main reasons was it says not a team player.
Right.
So I think there's some credibility to what Michael Ann is saying. And they're like a band of brothers.
Yes.
If you kind of betray that, then you're betraying the brotherhood. But I don't know.
They're not there for us anymore. They're there to enforce laws that are unconstitutional.
My son lost his job as a cop. Hello. Right. So just happened not 4 weeks ago. So he was top in his class, got all the awards, got there. They made a big deal about him on the website and everything. Well, guess what? My boy doesn't play that bullshit. So guess who didn't pass his probation, but yet they said to him, we'll give you a good reference. And that does not happen. It was very clear. I talked to other people in other departments that I know, and they said, your son doesn't play. And I said, damn right he doesn't play. He
There's
doesn't hide the criminal.
There's most assuredly a code. There's definitely a code.
And I'm not denying that.
And it's also, it's not
real quick,
totally,
William. Sorry, just real quick, William. Sugar, I put the link in the side chat for you. And then, William, I also posted the video. You just scroll up. I don't know if you saw it already, but I posted that
If
video.
you want any links you share over here in the side chat, please put them in the event page so that anybody listening or for later on they can go.
I've already reshared the open carry experiment.
Cool.
Okay.
Yeah, I appreciate that.
The other side of it is just one small side. It's a sympathetic, compassionate side. It's a very small amount of people, but I want them represented. These police officers are the ones that nobody ever expected that our police officers would have to deal with some of the areas, the Shreveport, Louisiana, the Compton, the Oakland, the New York, the Chicago, that it is just more than a human being is supposed to handle. I mean, we just assume that these people are mentally capable. I mean, I would have never thought I would have got PTSD at all. I was so ashamed when they diagnosed me. I'm like, are you kidding me? But then I look at these guys. How many times did I showed up because officer so-and-so was wrestling with the guy, and the guy's got his hand on his gun, and the one and only time I was not compassionate was when that happened, and the cop shot him, and I walked up on that body, and I'm all good. And I'll never forget the feeling that I had for feeling contempt for another person that was dead, because I never had that feeling. But, you know, nobody's supposed to take that kind of stress. Somebody's going to fucking lose it. So there's a small portion of them out there that...
And to what you're saying, I encourage all of them to join the Oath Keepers, because at least they'll be in a brotherhood of like-minded officers and veterans who took that oath seriously and would not violate someone's human rights, even if they were given a direct order.
Right. Well.
For all the Oath Keepers out there, and all that you did during Ferguson and against the BLM, you guys are protecting those rights more than anybody with a badge currently is doing. Except for those that are currently working, wearing the badge, and also Oath Keepers. So if that organization can do that with the numbers they have now, imagine if more people would look at this oath. You don't have to be a former military or a veteran or law enforcement or anything like that to join the Oath Keepers. You just have to take the oath and mean it.
Oath Keepers, okay. Thank you, William. That gave me chills. Gave me chills when you were saying that.
With that, I'm going to lighten things up a little bit. Maybe get on to a little bit more positive news.
Many phone call.
Try to bring some balance.
Give it to us, Brojo. Give it to us.
That's what I'm about. This is some promising news. This is from the Daily Mail. It seems that a bionic eye was created by the British scientists. Screen share the article. Ray Flynn, 80, from Ottershaw, Manchester, has become the first patient in the world to receive a artificial retina for dry age-related macular degeneration, the most common cause of eyesight problems in the UK. Hundreds of thousands of those with the affliction could benefit from the technology, which was previously used only for those with a rare eyesight condition. Surgeons at the Manchester Royal Eye Hospital implanted a chip at the back of Mr. Flynn's eye in a 4-hour procedure last month. Retired factory supervisor can now make out shapes with his eyes closed, proof that the system is working. Since he was diagnosed with AMD 8 years ago, Mr. Flynn's eyesight has progressively deteriorated until he could only see clearly out of the corner of his eyes. Now the 80,000-pound procedure has given him back his central vision, allowing him to read a newspaper without a magnifying glass for the first time in years. Pretty amazing stuff. It's
Science!
Science!
We can rebuild him.
Dun, dun, dun.
good news.
That's lovely.
Yeah. Just one step closer to getting that bionic sniffer I want.
Yeah.
Can you imagine
that is pretty awesome, though. That is, yeah.
Yes.
You let me know when the bionic vaginas come out.
Oh, we will. We will let you know. you will hear a bunch of confused people when that is released. What are we gonna do?
You
They've
like
been
that?
doing all kinds of stuff though, eh? They've been like helping people hear, and now they're making people see again. Like that's pretty good. We're making a lot of progress in the, at least with our senses, like lost senses. You know what I mean? And lost limbs too. Like they're really getting sophisticated with like bionic limbs and whatnot.
I want
So,
bionic nipples that can cut glass. You know, if you want to break in, you just move your nipple around the glass. Everybody thinks it's a joke, and then the window falls down. And you're like, yeah, what's up now? Or fucking your shirts up. Though every time you button them up, you're just ripping right through. Yeah.
I'll take that bionic tongue now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My tassels stay on better with this.
Oh, I gotta get a boyfriend. Problem here.
What's that got to do with bionic parts?
I don't know. I don't know. He turns into sex with me. I'm sorry.
Would prick pumps be considered a bionic part? Because those have been around for a while.
Oh,
You know,
yeah.
You know
Yeah.
the pneumatic ones there where they pump the balls or whatever, and
Yeah, if you make it remote control. Yeah, make it remote control.
I just think they need little tiny compressors that kick on. You know, like you just flip a switch. You shouldn't have to reach down there. You know, just like you're in the mood. Hold on. Yeah, I'm good.
So,
Go.
you can control with your iPhone. So have you guys?
Got an app.
I have a question though, I think this is great that we're the technology's improving with prosthetics and stuff like that, and how about so let me ask you, do we let somebody with say, and they're already all competing in some kind of some games. Does this become an unfair advantage later on? I mean, can this be?
It's an unfair advantage right off the bat. Think of it. You got a bionic eye, you can win any marksman tournament there is. Watch me zoom, bitch.
Yeah.
Yeah, but now who cares?
Start giving them their own categories.
Disadvantage to an unfair advantage. I mean,
the people that have the team can fund whatever bionic stuff the players are willing to get, and that would just increase their value. They'll find ways around it. People are going to need their bread and circuses. And if the dude can jump from the fucking the half court and fucking slam that shit, like a douche, I'm not going to stop watching. It's easy.
Gadoosh.
Welcome to the BFL, the Bionic Football League.
And then they play the Steve Austin theme song. Yeah.
Can you imagine what British football would be like? The hooligans would be getting bionic parts so they could get out there and beat up the players when they didn't do right.
So I got a question for you, gentlemen. Have you heard about? Have you seen the apparatus that you can plug into a USB port? They are adult toys that can plug into the USB port and can be controlled by another person anywhere in the world. Have you seen these?
guys. How do you have this technology?
Yeah, old news. We've had this for years.
Well, why didn't anybody tell me?
Michael Ann.
Gotta look around.
Well.
Michael Ann, you've looked into this?
Yeah, how's that working out for you, Michael?
I explore all aspects of health.
Yeah, she's taking care of her.
Amen, sister.
Yeah, I was gonna say, don't put a sister down for that. Yeah, I saw that. I went, oh, ain't that some shit? They got a boys one and they got a girls one.
I just don't understand.
It is.
Do we need more reasons for dudes not to leave home? Is that what we're trying to do?
Or girls. It's yeah. I looked at that for like an hour. I stared at it and thought of the possibilities.
When the kid turns 18, gets a credit card, and you never see him again. Not that he's left the house, he just won't leave his room. I'm chatting, Dad. I'm just chatting.
About checking out somebody's browser. It's like, geez, do you ever get off this computer? No.
Would they not have some kind of lag every now and again?
Yeah.
Michael Ann, you're gonna start your own line of vitamin C vibrators? What do you think?
Ooh.
What is that? What are you doing? Instead of just shoot vitamin C instead of, I mean, sweet. What was that? I was getting my vitamins.
A vibrating vitamin C suppository.
Oh my God, where are we going? What are we doing right now? Whatever happened to the old-fashioned flesh? Come on, let's just stick with that when it comes to
Yeah.
Get infused in more ways than one.
I'm not jamming plastic. I don't give a fuck what you make it look like. I'm not jamming some plastic piece.
Well, now you know why I didn't know that they existed, right? Because I hold that same position.
Okay. Speaking of positions,
Yeah,
how does that work? How does that work with the computer? You know,
How does that what?
What is it, strapped to your chair? What the fuck?
No, it's the girls looks like a typical girls one, right? The girls looks like a typical girls one. Now the guys one looks like a very small tennis racket with no strings. Very small, like a fly swatter maybe with no, right? And there are little attachments that you could put, like the fleshlight type attachments. You know
And you say the other person can control them, like, you know.
Right. Like if I gave you the
clamp
boys
down,
one,
just clamp.
Yep. If I gave you the boys one and I had the girls one, from your computer you would control mine, and from my computer I would control yours, and we could talk to each other and have the.
No, that's not talking. That's not talking.
No,
you're playing with people's junk.
We could have the verbal match the the sensory.
Right.
Right.
Right. I don't trust people like that. They, you know, clamp down on you or something. What are you doing? Oh my God!
It's a hacker or something like that.
Give me your PayPal account right now.
Vagina hackers.
Vagina hackers.
Yeah, I'd be afraid feminists would be chatting just so they could rip off my junk. You know, gotcha. Snip. Oh my God, what are you doing? One less in the paper.
Vagina hack 542.
Vagina. Okay. Well, speaking of vaginas, hit the story on the Virgin Mary.
Interesting segue. I would have never thought of it.
I'm going to end with this story here. Cause, I don't know if you've seen this. This is reported in, oh God, probably not one of the best places, but the Mirror.
Oh,
Why?
I guess, isn't that like the British version of the National Enquirer?
Yes.
It is, right? Okay.
It's
okay.
a little better, I think.
A little better.
Look.
Okay. For shits and giggles, here we go.
Bring it on.
Holy miracle! Watch Virgin Mary's lips move on painting during prayer. It's stunned believers are flocking to the church to witness the unusual sight that has left even skeptics scratching their heads. I'll put a link. Apparently, there's a video. I didn't even look at the video because just the story was funny enough.
It's just some Catholic dude out there with his mouth in the little hole.
Steve. Steve.
Virgin Mary got a glory.
Oh my God, can I get through this? Hundreds of Christians are flocking to church to witness a miracle, quote-unquote, painting of the Virgin Mary, who appears to join in with the Lord's Prayer. Stunned believers filmed the astonishing moment. Her lips appeared to move on the artwork during Mass last Sunday. I'm trying to find out which church this is.
This is the strangest place.
Okay, this is in St. Charles Church in Sydney.
Sydney?
Sydney?
John.
Is there a Sydney in the UK or is it Australia?
I'm sorry. Go ahead. What?
You knew it was going to be trouble when the.
Is there a Sydney in
when the
the
brothers
UK?
when the brothers of the cloth discovered the idea of the glory hole? It's not just for truck stop bathrooms anymore.
No. See if this church has any ties to Disney animation or animatronics.
Hey, little boy, get closer to this picture.
Let me see if I could. I'll play the video. Let's see. Oh, it's 30 seconds. Let's see if they show anything.
Well, you really gotta be suspect of the priests, anyways. Anybody who's on their knees praying for a guy to come for the second time all day. Come on now. No? Anybody? Hello. Is this a functional unit?
Yeah, it functions.
It just wasn't funny.
Yeah. Maybe what I said wasn't funny either, but.
I'm sorry. I'll work on my comedy. Ow.
It is slightly moving.
Sugar, you sounded like you hit your head on the microphone.
See, there's this USB port thing, and that's behind the picture is someone controlling it.
Oh, God. It's crazy.
If you have yours, you can control what the Virgin Mary feels.
There. Then she
I'm
looks
sorry.
like this. There's a look on her face.
If the Catholics are right, I'm going to hell.
Yeah.
Man.
Wow. Wow. I was fine when it was just on the toast and stuff.
Yeah.
But now the pictures are like singing along. I would be trying out different songs. I'd be like seeing if they could keep up, if she would keep up with like Stairway to Heaven or something.
Is it like
Can you
the Billy
scream
the
like
Bass?
Robert Plant, bitch? Can you scream like Robert Plant?
Is it like the Billy Bass thing? Does she sing "Don't Worry,
Be
Be
happy.
Happy"?
That would fuck up your whole sermon, wouldn't it? If you're starting to sing and you mention something about joy and praise, and all of a sudden, don't worry. Oh, Mary's doing it again. I'm filming this, and the bishop's going, no.
Would somebody please change the batteries in Mary? The top and the bottom one.
Have they tried feeding it yet? No, that's a serious question. I would be like, nobody's looking. I'm gonna see if I can get it to eat. And get it some Pop-Tart and feed it, you know. What the fuck are you doing? Eat this. It's Pop-Tarts. Come on. They catch you up there on a little ladder. You're gonna find one of those desperate bastards making out with it. That's gonna happen.
Oh.
But look, there's no.
God.
They can't fuck. They can't fuck. But you know what? They can sure make out with that Mary. No, if they.
To hell with the Viagra.
What is this all over the picture? What are
My
you doing?
electric tongue. La, la, la.
Now all the Catholics are gonna be. I'm gonna get burned out of my home.
That's-
They don't
You're
care
going to
anymore.
hell. You're going to hell, William.
Well, I'll just do it. I'll just tell them what other Catholics have told them for years. Well, and you know, as far as anyone knows, God could be dead. That'll just send them into hours and hours of wondering if the guilt was worth it, and I can escape while they figure out that I was just talking shit.
Imagine William and Simon having a guitar jam with this Mary thing.
Ugh.
The painting. No offense to
You just
anybody.
start scatting.
And,
I
you know,
like-
and who made this painting?
That's-
I mean, it's not even that good, I don't
All right,
think.
hold it right
It looks
there.
like he's got like an alien. She looks like she's an alien or something. It looks like he's wearing a helmet.
Well, this is from Sol Invictus. If you look, they've got halos. They do.
Yeah.
They have halos, and the halo symbolizes the sun. This is
No,
sun
I
work.
understand the halo. About the the hood there. The blue looks like a helmet.
Oh, Mary can't have a pimp ass hat. Mary can't have a hat.
Avatar. It's
What the
Avatar.
fuck, man?
Sunday go to meeting hat.
The weird shit is the dudes with the afros on the right and left of the top. Look at these guys. Those are backwards
Twins.
They look like the Pips.
Are those the Black Panthers up there?
The fuck? What is
Say
that?
dragons up there?
It's lyrics. It's two lyrics.
It is. It's lyrics. It's lyrics.
Lyrics
big
of
ass
dust.
afro. What the hell? I've never noticed that on one of the pictures before. Is that like a black halo, or is that seriously an afro?
I gotta be Black Halo.
No.
Is that the moon with the? I mean, I don't know. Is this?
Well, if to kind of, sorry to cut the jokes, but if it's anything like, from what I understand, it should be representation of the sun and the moon.
Right. But is that like an eclipse kind of thing there?
Well, I don't know if the color's supposed to matter, but it's funny because it does look like some retro 70s kind of afro.
There's faces, dude. There's like fucking faces. Those are froze, man. I don't give a shit.
If you put a pair of shades over it, it would look like Hyde from that 70s show.
There's fucking Black Dynamite back there in the background. It's fucking Shaft.
Have legs to me. And Mary's got 2 fingers up.
Oh, she's like this, huh?
Peace.
I look like that's exactly the same hairstyle Prince had last time I saw him on the new Arsenal Hall. That's the same fucking deal, man. That looks like Prince. Prince, he's up there.
Being rich.
And Jesus doesn't even look like a baby. It looks like a little man like a midget on her lap.
Yeah.
You throw up gang signs too. He's gonna, like,
Yeah, right.
It's like my
No, he's
social
pointing. He's
call
pointing
sign.
at the dude with the fro. He's like, "Who the fuck is this?
yeah,
fuck
I
is
know.
this?
Yeah, look on his face too.
Dude, who are these guys?
Forget about it.
Mom, what the fuck?" This is the wise men.
Get outta
Those are the
here.
wise men.
Oh my god.
They came in with like some fucking soul shit, you know, and sang to him a little bit. And he was like, "Yeah, get in a picture with me, guys. Gather around. Go ahead, Leonardo, paint this motherfucker, you know, or whatever."
Whoever's painting the painting.
Oh, yeah. Now there's several different ways I'll earn my spot in hell. Jesus.
Oh, go to hell.
Your mother so socks that smell.
No, there's some strange freaking Catholic art. I'm not shitting you, man. I've looked at some of that stuff, and there's some weird. But this is the first time I've seen anything that I'm like, yeah, I'd put that on my wall, just so people could ask the question about the dudes in the background.
Who are those two dudes in the corner, man?
Fucking, she's got Secret Service on her. What the fuck? She hired the Black Panthers as security for the photo.
The
Keep 'em away.
Jesus posse.
Yeah. You don't mess with Jesus. He's got these brothers backing him
Well,
up.
he's got to have an entourage.
Well,
Yeah.
that means they're the Farrakhan boys. They got bean pies? Oh, I can't have a bean pie. Sorry.
All right.
Yeah, too funny.
I just don't know where to go from, you know, 'cause all this is live too. All of the horrible things I just said are for everyone to see. I'll look forward to your comments.
Right there with you.
There you go. Go to William Freeman.
And then don't figure it out.
You're right.
Figure it out. Freeman.
Well, I'm gonna end this part of the live broadcast.
So we can go edit it.
So, no, I'm not gonna edit it.
We're
It's
gonna
staying
talk more
updated.
about Mary's glory hole. Come on in.
Yeah, you're definitely going to hell, buddy. You're definitely going to hell.
You're all going to hell, yeah. Virgin glory hole. Don't forget that.
Oh,
I'll see you there, Bro Joe.
I put up a meme. Oh God. Let's see if I. Well, all right. I'm not gonna go pull it up, but it's a blinking Jesus, and he says I was conceived by a threesome.
oh, I saw that. Hey, William,
But anyway.
Yeah.
what was the outcome of that that video that I never watched? I didn't watch the whole thing. I only watched up to the one where they're dressed, where the chick's dressed all trashy, and I watched up until the point where they were the guy versus the girl who reacts differently.
I will tell you everything you want to know about it as soon as Brojo shuts down his
I'm
live
sorry.
stream. I don't want to further create enemies today.
I'm
Thank
sorry.
you, William. Thank you,
I
William.
thought it was already over. I
Thank you, William.
apologize.
Yeah. Anyway, thanks for coming out to another episode of The Morning Crow. Don't forget to rate, subscribe, share, and follow. Yeah, all that good stuff. So, don't forget to check out Hold My Unicorns podcast, Beyond the Bullshit.
Yeah.
Anyone else want to anything to plug? Anybody? While we're here.
I've got content coming out.
Did I use the wrong word? Plug? I mean,
You could plug
God.
Mary's glory hole.
I got something in the works. Just give me a little time.
We've got just the app.